Good morning. Good morning. Today we have a very beautiful day, and I'm just so grateful for this day because the sun is out, and that is so great because it has been cold. In fact, I've been having some problems with my throat, but it's all better. So, how are you doing today? I'm specifically making this video for you as I promised, wearing the color red. The color red signifies love for you who is out there who is suffering, love for you who is in a domestic violent relationship. And by domestic violent, somebody asked me the other day, what exactly is a domestic violent? And what exactly is, how do we define domestic? So domestic is intimate. That means it is intimate. It could be dating time. It could be within the family, for example, within the siblings' relationship in the house. It could be spouse. Most of it is spouse. That is marital status or partnerships where two parties are involved in some intimate relationship. And when there is any form of violence, be it physical or non physical, then we call it domestic violence. And the abuse comes in the form of the consequences of this abuse. There are those abuses like financial abuse, where somebody takes your money and squanders your money. You're not allowed to ask because, or there is the spiritual abuse, where somebody uses for example, the Bible verses to quote as to why you should be totally submissive and why they are oppressing you. Or there is the other kind of violence, which is the domestic violence, where children are witnessing the turmoil, the fights, the abuses, when one loved partner is abusing another loved partner, and this brings confusion for the child. So, this is the kind of situation why we call it domestic violence, and why it is so, it is very maniacal because it actually always has its consequences in a very psychological way. What happens in the home? There is fear, there is worry, there is anxiety, there is somebody in that home causing a lot of fear, a lot of negative energy in that home. And usually it all leads to a topic today I really want to talk about, and that is loneliness. You see, a person who is an abuser, what they do is they want to gain total control over the other person, and they do everything in their power to gain that control. And their greatest desire is to control that person through fear, through threats, through any kind of abuse that is possible. And usually they have studied the person, and they know that that person truly loves them, truly cares for them, and they use that kind of, they use that circumstance of love and being cared of to turn it around for their own benefit, for their own, for their own use, to do with you as they please. And there are those type of abuses where, even especially with the intimate relationship, it goes beyond and above in every single sphere of that home. Whether it's in the home, whether you are at work, you are still being controlled. You have to report at specific time. You must pick up the phone. So it affects even your work. It affects. It's also the times that if you come back home, you have to rush. You have to be aware. You're always aware that your time, they control your time. You must be home at a specific time and not later than that. The people you talk to, your phone is controlled, your emails are controlled. You actually, it's a slavery, it's a modern day slavery. So, one of the main things that it causes is loneliness. And loneliness is a very serious thing, because when you feel lonely, it actually drains you. It drains you mentally, it drains you physically. You lose your self-esteem, and you can no longer serve the society as a total person, because you are scared and you feel lesser than being. So we are going to talk about some of the things I want. I want us to continue with journaling, because in the next week, I promise you, there will be some classes, and I will probably bring some people who can talk to you professionally and help you. as I will give you a link to somewhere where you go and it will be more private. So that those, I know it is not, and it is even not recommended most of the time to just, unless you want to in the first stages, to let your plans out there in the open. These are plans between you and your mind, your secret between you and your God. So you might be feeling lost because you really feel like everybody is no longer there for you. Everybody, people seem to think that you are imagining, you are exaggerating, you are exaggerating the abuse, because most of the abuse, like we are saying, is internal. It is psychological. It is in your mind. You can no longer sleep. You are suffering from insomnia. You're suffering from anxiety. You're always fearful, and you are never sure about. You lose your self-esteem. You are not sure anymore about who you really are and whether you are doing wrong. And then you take all the blame. You're always blaming yourself for everything, because that is what has been fed on you constantly, daily, over and over and over again, until it has become a truth in your mind. In your thoughts, you actually think you're the one to blame. And also, because you have been abused so much and you are so scared, because you have even been beaten up, whenever you come up with anything, it's seen as an objection, or a suggestion is seen as a defiance. You start suppressing your feelings, and you have a very, very negative, imaginative mind, where everything according to you is just scary. Everything about anything that comes in your mind, you're always just on a cautious. And there's nothing as bad as living a life where you're constantly on the alert, constantly on the alert of danger. You are no longer living in joy. So I would like to ask you, because it is, I know this is your time and your time is precious, and we have to go slow, because I don't want to rush you, because these are specific things you have to really think carefully. And again, I told you nobody's judging you. And again, I'm telling you, your thoughts and your feelings, they are sincere to you. You are talking the truth. When you write down something, you are saying the truth. It's not a lie. Whatever you are thinking is not a lie. Write it down. Where are you feeling that you're lacking? Where are you feeling that you are at a loss? Where are you feeling that you are totally scared? Where are you feeling that you're totally, you have lost your complete esteem? What would you like to be doing that you have been stopped from doing? Is it schooling? Is it working? Is it going to visit your parents? Is it meeting with your friends? Write it down, because I'm coming here with specific classes, and these classes will be about how to move one step at a time, take one problem at a time and remove it. And sometimes, because I do not want to be somebody who tells you leave your marriage unless there is an abuse, physical abuse, violent abuse, something that is dangerous to your being, you know, total abuse, then this one, I'm not only telling you to, I'm not telling you to walk out, I'm telling you to report it. It is important that you report it to your doctor, report it to, tell your parents, or tell your best friend, let other people know what you are going through. Let at least one or two people know what you're going through. And if there's beating, go to the police and have it recorded, whether they want to record it or not. Sometimes I know they're not very positive in taking down statements about domestic abuse. And the reason why sometimes I'm not supporting them, but I'm saying the reason is because after some time, people go again and withdraw. You go again and withdraw. So there are many people who just are not at the police station. They see you and they just start getting tired. It doesn't matter. We are not going to talk about that, but how, because sometimes it is because of the fear, it's because of the cyclic nature of domestic abuse. The person comes and sweet talks you and tells you, you know what, I am sorry and everything. So you agree again. So after a few months again, you go back there because you have been beaten. You keep on running away and coming back and everything. We want to stop all this cyclic nature that the narcissistic use on somebody and make you use it as a habit. We want to stop this. So what I am saying is this: write down everything because I want to take you slowly. I love you so much. I've been through there and I wish somebody had helped me the way I want to help you. And the way I'm helping you is because now in my older times, in my older age, I have been helped. And I want us that we go step by step. So please, you take time and write down, even if it is just 5 minutes, even if it is just 1 point or it is 10 pages, just the way you feel like. You write down what is it that you're lacking? Why are you feeling lost? What are you so fearful about? What is it that you love to be doing and you have been stopped? And then we shall come back tomorrow. In the meantime, I wish you a very beautiful Friday. You might not feel like it, but you're just one step away from to your liberation. And I thank you and I love you. Bye bye. Oh, yes. And don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share with your friends. And if you know somebody who's going through it, just share with them without really telling them something. And I hope to vibrate to them that there is help somewhere. Okay?